Lot of you have been asking me to check out the SoundBot SB571, and it seems to have a lot of positive reviews on Amazon too. So let's see if it's worth all the recommendation. Retailing for somewhere between 1,500 Indian currency all the way up to 2,300 plus, the SoundBot is made of a rubberized plastic except for the grill, which is metal and wraps around the side. Now, I'm not a fan of the material choice. The rubberized plastic, well, it feels like it's going to get damaged or get cut by a sharp object. Now, the speaker has some reassuring heft to it and it feels pretty sturdy. Now, it's not as portable as, let's say, the X50 or the Porsche, but it's still small enough for everyday carry. Now, the plethora of buttons on the top of the speaker are pretty tactile and clicky. There is nothing revolutionary about the design. It's a typical rectangle-shaped speaker. Personally, I don't have any complaints with the build or the design. It feels solid, but as always, you guys can be the judge. At the top of the speaker, you can find the play-pause button, next and previous track, volume up and down, answer and decline button, and a LED indicator. Now, I appreciate the individual buttons for each control. At the front of the speaker, you can find a mic hidden inside the grill and calls sound pretty decent. The on-off switch, aux input, and a micro USB charging port can be found at the back of the speaker. Now, talking about ports, SoundBot bundles a micro USB charging cable and an aux-in cable. Now, pairing is simple as always. Turn on the speaker and it goes into pairing mode automatically, and the blinking red-blue LED indicator turns into a blue indicator, blinking twice every few seconds once connected. Now, just a note here, there is a consistent 2 to 3 second delay from the time I press play on my phone to the time it starts playing on the speaker. Considering the reviews on Amazon and my viewers' recommendation, I had reasonably high expectations for this speaker. So here is a sample of the audio quality. For a more brief sound test and comparison videos, check out the description or the cards on the screen. So there it is. As I always say, sound recorded through my microphone, YouTube's processing, played through your speakers is not going to be accurate. So here is my word. I was pretty happy with its performance. It has decent bass, which was a bit disappointing. It could have been much better for its size. It wasn't strong as the Mi or the Porsche, but not as bad as the Altec Lansing's dual motion. Now, the mids and highs were really clear without being too sharp. Instrumentals and vocals sounded really crisp too. Now, it's not the loudest speaker I've tested, but it gets loud enough at 100% volume. Now, there is a little distortion at higher volumes with certain songs, but was distortion free for the most part. Now, after a couple of viewers pointed out that they can hear a buzzing sound or a disturbance in the grill above certain volume, I tried to listen for it, and unfortunately it is there, but it's very faint and happens only with certain songs, so it's really hard to notice. Overall, this is a nice sounding speaker with decent bass and pretty clear sound for a small room. Now, the range was pretty standard. Doing my usual test of walking around my home, it didn't lose connection except for some occasional choppiness, but when I took it to my car parking, it lost connection right away. The battery life is good for this size Bluetooth speaker, nothing exceptional. Now, as always, there is no way to know the exact battery left other than a few beeps before it dies. Now, SoundBot claims around 10 hours of battery life, and in my testing at 55 to 60% volume, I got around 12 hours and 10 minutes, pretty accurate claims. To charge the speaker from dead to full, it took me around 2 hours and 30 minutes, and the red LED indicator will turn off once charged, and yes, you can use the speaker while it's charging. Summing up the SoundBot is a bit confusing. The SoundBot is a good sounding speaker with pretty decent bass for the money, but that's where my problem is, the price. Since it varies so much, my recommendation is going to be relative to the price. If you can grab the speaker for the price I got, which is 1800, it's a decent deal, but honestly, you will be just as happy with the Posh for lesser price, and you will get an additional feature which is splash resistance. However, if you can only get it for let's say 2300 or more, then it's a hard recommendation. There are a lot of other speakers you can get for the same price. Xiaomi Mi, Zouk Encore, and some of these speakers even offer water resistance. My suggestion is to go with the Xiaomi Mi. It's a much better choice at that price. Now, if you manage to find the speaker for 1500, then it's a tough call between this and Posh. It comes down to personal preference. If you think you can live with a decent bass, then go with SoundBot. Else, Posh all the way, which is what I still prefer. Now don't get me wrong, the SoundBot is still a good speaker as long as you know what you're getting. A good and clear sounding speaker with decent bass at a price that varies like your grandma's blood pressure. Hope you guys enjoyed this review and thank you for watching. If you're interested in the speaker, you can find the links in the description below the like button. So would you guys choose the SoundBot no matter how much it costs, or would you rather go for let's say the Mi or Posh or any other speakers at this price point? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Adi. I'll see you guys in the next video.